So welcome back everyone, Chargeface here again, and we are bringing you another content opening. So this time we have with us the Saiyan, what's this called? I'm sorry. Saiyan Wonder is the black structure that had come out. This is supposed to tide us over until July when the actual Unison Warrior set comes out. This one by far has the biggest predictions to be one of the most explosive starter decks since way back when. Um, I'm super excited for this one because it's a very interesting leader, as you'll see, as well as having tested this on Tap with some of my friends. Shout out to Ron. Um, it just has a really great unison card as well. Just super excited to get my hands on this and try and make a good deck with it. A lot of work with it ever since Bandai took out Turles, which rest in peace, Hatjack and everything else I used to play with black in it. But either way, we will persevere and we will continue on. Once again, just like the Vegeta deck, if you get there's 2 copies of every card in this, and 4 copies of the commons and uncommons. So you will have a full playset if you buy 2 of them. And of course, the first card that comes out will be the Unison with the silver stamping on it, and then there'll be one that's just foil. Then you also get the leader as well. So without further ado, my lovely assistant is going to be opening the box for us, and while she's doing that, I'll just show you guys the little paper mat that comes with it. And this is just, it kind of keeps everything the same, but it just lets you know that there is now a Unison area. Much like any other card game, as long as you know where everything is, it's no big deal. But it is, like I said, important to note that you can only have 1 Unison card in play at a time, which is the important note they put here in the Unison area. But yeah, not the greatest quality, but the paper mats never are. I like the art though, so it is what it is. Put this box right here so you guys know Saiyan Wonder. Also, it is important to note as well that you can use anything for markers. So it could be dice, it could be counters, whatever you need to use, you can use them. All right, so let's get into the deck. So first things first, the first card we have is SS Gotenks Fusion of Friendship. This is the Unison card, so this is an important one to note. This card is X cost. There's no specified cost, so you can play this for 0. It will come in with no markers and die, but you can still play it for 0 if you want it. So you pay any amount of mana you want. Oh, excuse me, a little gassy. Pay any amount of mana you want, and it will come in with that many counters. It says, auto, if your leader card is a black Saiyan card, when this card is placed in your drop area from your deck by a skill, and you don't have a Unison card in play, you may play this card from your drop area with 1 marker on it. So immediately, you get a free card if this card's milled off the top of your deck. Free Unison, he's a 5k, and his +2 ability is Activate Main, choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. This card gets plus 10,000 power for the turn. And then his -4 Activate Main is this card gets 20,000 power and dual attack for the turn. So if you play him from the graveyard, he comes in at 1. You can make him a 3 on your first turn. Or you could pay, say, 2 mana and then plus him and put him up to 4 next turn. You're already at 20k double strike. So just a really, really good versatile Unison card. And you're going to see why in a second, because the next card up is going to be the leader card. And this is a dual leader. So it is black colored, but it is Vegeta Xeno and Trunks Xeno. So it's permanent, as you can only play mono black battle cards. Activate main once per turn. Burst 5, which means it takes the top 5 cards of your deck and put them in your drop area, and draw 1. Then awaken when your life is at 4 or less, or you have 20 or more cards in your drop area. You may draw 1 card, switch 1 energy to active mode, add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 cards in your life, and then flip this card over. So immediately, burst 5, draw a card. That's when you could possibly mill off a Unison card or some of the other newer cards we're going to show. So just a really good ability. And then permanent on the other side is you can only have mono black battle cards. Then permanent, Sparking 20 if you have 20 or more cards in the grave. This effect activates. If you would lose the game by running out of cards in your deck, shuffle your drop area into your deck instead. I love that ability so much. It is so hilarious. It is just actually getting rid of one of the lost conditions of the game. I just think that's hilarious. Also, the name is Vegex, the Unsung Fusion Hero. It's one of those Dragon Ball Hero characters. Don't worry too much about it. But then its other abilities: Activate Main once per turn, draw 1 card, place 5 cards from the top of your deck into your drop area, then choose up to 1 of your battle cards chooses one of your black unison cards and it gains double strike for the turn. So on a good turn, you can -4 your go tags, give it +20 and double strike or dual attack, and then you activate this main ability, draw a card to hand, and then give it double strike as well. So just a really versatile, good, strong leader for aggro builds. Yeah, just the fact that you can shuffle back your deck and be like, just kidding, I don't lose, is really, really funny. And so next up, we have 2 copies of Time Agent Vegeta. This card has the unique keyword skill, so you can only have 1 in your battle area. Permanent, if this card be removed from your battle area, it's sent to the owner's warp instead. Auto, if your leader card is a black Saiyan card, when this card is placed in your drop area from your deck by a skill, you may play this card from your drop area. Then activate battle once per turn. You can tap 2 mana of any color, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 3 or less, and warp it. So immediately, like I said, the leader's ability to mill 5 to draw a card, you could possibly summon this, and then you have a 19k attacker that can warp a card for 2 mana. It's just a really strong card. And then also, as you'll see coming on with one of the other cards in this deck, it's really... Wait, hold on. Uh-oh. That's upsetting. Alright, well, we'll get to that in a second. But there's another card coming out called Vegex, who is a 6-drop, and you can fusion him with cards in your warp. So the fact that Vegeta warps himself is also a really good thing, because then you just go, okay, cool, resources. Then it gets put back into your drop area if Vegex were to die, because it's no longer considered a battle card. So just really, really useful card. Actually kind of sad now realizing there's no Vegex in this deck, but we'll address that later. So next up, we have 2 copies of Time Agent Trunks. He is unique as well. He's a blocker. When this card's played, you can add a card from your life to your hand, and then auto, if your leader card is a black Saiyan card, when this card's placed in the drop area from your deck by a skill, play from the drop area. So again, same ability as Vegeta. Great advantage on your... Literally, it could be your first turn if you choose to draw a card, mill that and Vegeta. You get... And the Unison cards, you get 3 bodies for literally no mana. Super great, super fun. I like it. And then next up, we have Supreme Kai of Time, Guardian of Space-Time. Auto, if you have 5 less cards in your hand, when you combo with this card, it gets +5 combo power for the battle. And then same clause, if your leader's a black Saiyan, if you mill it, you can summon it. So it's basically another set of super combos in your deck if you have 5 or less cards in hand. And she also summons herself from the drop area if she's milled. So again, just more advantage you could possibly get on your first turn. So literally, on turn 1, if you're lucky and you use your leader ability to draw 1, you can get 4 cards for no mana. Really, really insane. Then next up, we have 4 copies of Furthering Destruction Champa. Actually, hold on one second. So upon retrospect, turns out they gave you a card you can't actually use in this deck. Because the leader says that you can only play mono black battle cards. So Champa is not black. He is red. So you actually cannot play Champa in this starter deck. So actually it's not a ready to go starter deck because you are not allowed to play this card. But it's a great card. You combo with it. It's 10k power and you can give something double strike. That's actually really funny. I didn't think about that until just now. This deck is incomplete. You cannot play it in its current state if you buy 1. So please buy 2. Buy 2 if you can, because otherwise you're gonna be out of luck. Then next up, we have 2 copies of Time's Judgment. This is a old negate, just counter attack, negate the attack. And if you place 2 cards from your hand in the drop area, you can add Time Judgment back. So it's a recycled negate basically. It's fine. Next up, we have 4 copies of Kill Shugesh. Sorry, I mean Time Control Chronoa. It has Deflect, and it says when you play this card, draw 1 card, and your opponent may not play battle cards from their hand with the skills of cards with Super Combo for the duration of the game. I don't know who this is going for. The only other card that does that is Pan, and nobody's playing the Pan that does that. Goku's Lineage Pan. So, okay. Next up, we have 4 copies of Time Trauma Mass Saiyan. So it says, when you play this card, if your leader card is black, you may choose up to 2 cards in your life and add them to your hand. If you choose to add 1 or more cards to your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 5 or less, send it to the warp. So good removal for 3. It was during that wave of cards where you tap 3 and then it does stuff. There was Typon, there was this card, there was I don't know. There's a couple other, but it's from that era. It's not a bad card. It's a 3-drop 15k, and it warps a card, so why not? Then next up we have Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. It's a 1-drop 5k. When you attack with this card, you may add a card from your life to your hand. If you do, this card gains 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. And then when your opponent plays a battle card with 15k power or less using a non-keyword skill, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand, places them in their drop area. So great counter against Chain Attack Trunks, or any other card like Saiyan Team or Caulifla, things like that play other cards for free. Good counter card there. Then next up we have 4 copies of Power Burst. Really good negate. You can negate an attack, and then when you do, choose a black battle card from your drop or warp, energy cost of 1, add it back to your hand. So you can add back the Black Power Mass Saiyan, you can add back the Supreme Guy of Time. Good card. And then it has the Sparking Negate clause like Dimension Magic does, where you have 5 or more cards in your grave. You can take a card from life to activate it instead of paying for it. And then next up we have 4 copies of Son Goku making an entrance. It is a 1-drop counterattack. You just negate the attack and play it. Very important to note, this card has no combo cost, so if you combo with it, you get no boost. But just a good negate to have, and it adds a bind to the field. One of the ideal ways you want to play is with the Saiyan Transcendence Son Goku, which can evolve on top of a Goku cost 3 or less for 2 mana. So you play this, next turn, tap 2, summon the Saiyan Transcendence, you're good to go. Then next up we have 4 copies of Vegeta making an entrance. It is a counter, so choose 3 battle cards, your energy cost 3 or more, 3 or more, and power of 35,000 or less in your drop area. Shuffle them back at the bottom. Put them back at the bottom of your deck, and then play this card. And then permanent, this card can only be played from any area using counter skills. You can only play 1 Vegeta making an entrance in your battle area. So it's all right. It doesn't stop the counter. You just get to play a card and shuffle back 3, so, restock, I guess. It does have a combo cost, though, so it has more versatility than Goku, I suppose. And then next up, we have 4 copies of Super Saiyan Trunks, 20k 2-drop, no combo cost, vanilla, no effect to speak of. I assume you just want to summon big boys. And then next up, we have 4 copies of one of our newest cards, which is Bibbidi Primeval Conjurer. It only came out like last set. Amazing super combo. If all your energy is black, when you combo with this card from your hand, this card gets 1,000 power for the duration of the turn for each card in your drop area and warp. So for every card in your drop area or warp, 1,000 power. So this goes from 3,000 to 12,000 to 24,000 very, very quickly, depending on how many cards are in your grave. And then last up, we have 4 copies of the newest card from the next set, which will be Time Bullet. It is a 2-drop counterplay. If you have a Unison card in play, if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 2 or less, it's sent to the owner's warp instead of being played. So it's a way to get around low drops early on, and it has the permanent. If you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by choosing 2 other cards in your hand and discarding them. So good way to filter your hand. That way the 1-drop Supreme Kai of Time becomes live, so you get that extra 5k combo power. Also stops little 2-drops from being summoned. Kind of just to stall any early advantage your opponent might have with little guys, or if they need small guys on the board like U6 does. Great way to hit them there where it hurts. So that is the black structure deck, Saiyan Power, or Saiyan Wonder. I will say, I am very surprised that there is no Vegeta in here. I was kind of counting on that. I guess that's my own fault for not reading what comes in these. But either way, we'll get it when the next set comes out. I was expecting that to be in here because that's kind of the whole point of the deck. Also, the fact they gave you cards that you can't play in this deck. I don't know what to say about that. I guess that's something Bandai has to answer for. But either way, we hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. We will be back with the 3rd structure deck once it gets here, which is Clan Collusion. Is the new green Frieza structure deck. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you around. Bye!